This must be the bargain of the year. There's an amazing parade of arcade quality games for this concert, just right for those of you who love playing classics. 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 For those of you who love playing classics.
What's up? Here we are. It's the Movie Dumpster February 2021 wrap up.
Oh yeah.
Who do we got in here? Who's kicking in here? We got Johnny Blue. What's up, buddy?
Hey, what's going on, Johnny?
Is it the only audience member we have right now?
Maybe.
We just started. Give it a second. Come on.
No, it's gonna be only
Maybe
him the whole time. Pepper us with questions.
And that's fine, you know, like, I don't know, we just started too at 5 o'clock. We started at 5, like directly on time too. So.
Yeah, we'll probably give people a minute or two to get in here. But how's everybody doing? Hey, video nasties.
What's up, CJ? How you doing, man?
So what's everybody been up to this weekend so far? Anything fun?
Considering that mine just started because I worked all week, and all I've done today is set up for this. I don't have a fun answer. I've been watching Legion all week. That's in the downtime.
We also have Twylock is my homie in here saying, "Hey guys," and Julie Lockwood. We know her. I won't say who Twylock is my homie is, but we know them too. I'll tell you off the
Julie
air.
Lockwood. Never heard of her.
It looks like people are pouring in now.
Here we go. We got Dean. What's up, Dean?
Okay.
How you doing, man?
So what did you do so far this weekend, Joe? What since you didn't work. I know I didn't work.
Well, Friday was a long day, but I had a really nice day yesterday because we went to go see my niece for her birthday. So
Nice.
we actually got to we watched the Mystery Science Theater version of Mac and Me, and she was cracking up.
God.
So it was a really good time.
Gave her the Justin Silverman special.
Oh yeah.
Wait, they watched. Was it Rift Tracks or MST3K?
No, it was the revival with Jonah.
Oh, I didn't know they did Mac and Me. Holy shit!
I didn't know either. My brother-in-law was like, "Hey, did you know they did Mac and Me?" I'm like, "No." So we fired it up, and it was a good time.
That season is something I'm really behind on because I don't know, there was some weirdness where I was like, that sounds like Servo, but doesn't sound like Servo.
No,
I would
okay.
be curious to see. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, it's just like super like rapid fire with the jokes and stuff. Like,
yeah,
like I need to watch it again to catch them all.
I'm just curious. Did they give the dads walk any kind of weird sound effects, or is that already too weird as it is?
No, I forget. Oh man, there was a couple good ones, and I forget what it was. No sound effects, but they mentioned something.
Okay.
Like it looked like something. What's up, Brendan?
What a weird movie, by the way.
Oh yeah, I love that flick though, man.
That's one we got to cover eventually.
I've never seen it.
What?
Now it's got to happen. Now it's got to happen.
McDonald's presents E.T. That's what you get.
All I know, my favorite reference for Mac and Me is that every time Paul Rudd goes on a late night show like Conan to promote any movie, he just shows the same clip of Mac and Me every single time.
Yep.
The wheelchair scene is the best, dude.
Yes, that's exactly what he shows.
Yeah, that one always blew me away. See that on TV for the first time, you're like, whoa!
I think he goes on like, Conan was like, you have a clip of Avengers Endgame? He's like, oh yeah, here we go. Just shows Mac and Me.
We got some comments, some Mac and Me fans in here.
Oh yeah.
Hey Al, how you doing?
Hiya,
Kyle's
What's
in
up,
here.
Kyle?
I don't know how I feel
Kyle's
about that.
here. Al's here. Sabrina, how you doing?
Johnny took the dog
Sabrina's
to the
my
park.
sister-in-law,
That
by the
sounds
way.
nice. Okay.
Yeah, never seen Mac and Me. A friend of mine, a coworker of mine, I guess her kid has been trolling Pluto TV and has discovered the MST3K channel, and so
Tubi.
Yes, essentially. Yeah, basically, yeah. And she's like, Connor's just like, you tell me that Mrs. Science, whatever show. I'm like, yeah. She's like, I've just been watching it all week. My son. She's like, it's ridiculous. I'm like, it's the best show ever.
It's so
I mean,
good.
no,
man.
I'm no expert on it, but I do enjoy it quite a bit.
I mean,
Johnny hasn't seen Mac and Me either. Dropping the ball, man.
We got to get it on the schedule. I think that
Gotta
might have to
remedy
happen
that.
now.
I mean, there's lots of movies I've only seen because of the show. So I'm just a lot of them. I'm like, I've never seen that. So I just wait. I'm like, we'll get to it.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Hey Newt, how's it going? We got Newt Wallen
What's
in
up,
here.
Newt?
He says he begged his mom to take him to see Mac and Me, and then I said I was sorry to my mom after. We got to get Newt, you and Connor in contact in some capacity.
Yes.
Fellow DC fans.
You can talk some B-Man.
Yeah, apparently you're a kindred DC Snyder soul. So I need to talk to you.
Just for the record,
I did
Sean
get
is
that
not
sample
Connor.
clip. Yeah, apparently.
Oh,
so
wow.
that's the thing.
Bit of an inside joke there, but yeah. So guys, it's March, but we're talking about
Sure
February. We did a hell of a month, I think, kicking off this 4th season.
Oh man, between like we did Petey Wheatstraw, Coffy, and Blacula, and we just tried to do some huge influential flicks, black character-driven flicks. So that was a lot of fun to do, and especially to explore like that blaxploitation genre, which I feel like a lot of people don't even talk about that much. So it was.
We were definitely talking about that a little behind the scenes, like, oh, we don't see a lot of this covered, especially like in our immediate circles. So, we just kind of, not to take the floor out from under you there, Joe. Sorry, but
no, you're good.
It was something where we were like, yeah, this would be a really fun. Initially I pitched the idea of maybe just doing a Rudy Ray Moore month, and we kind of morphed into something bigger.
Yeah, and like that was like the fire that kind of lit that, and it was really awesome to highlight those flicks and kind of do like deep dives into Rudy Ray Moore's career and Pam Grier's and William Marshall's. It was neat, and I hope that if you haven't seen those movies before, the whole again the whole point of the show is that you go watch those flicks. We talk them up, and hopefully you go check them out. So
I just like that I can't go a week or even a month, let alone a day now, without being reminded that Smallville exists. And then when I found out that Pam Grier was the first ever live-action Amanda Waller in Smallville, I was like, good for her. I want to put my head through a fucking wall.
Which is now, I guess, who's that? Viola Davis is the one that's taken that mantle now, if I'm not mistaken.
Sure.
She's fantastic. And CCH Pounder voiced her on the Justice League cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I'm not familiar with them, but I remember enjoying that character in Justice League.
CCH Pounder is the woman from Demon Knight. She like owns the hotel.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
she's
the best
also
character.
I think she's in Face Off too. She's one of the doctors, or one of like the I don't know what the fuck she does in that movie. She's like, here, come here. We'll take you to the hospital. They're gonna cut your face off.
Oh yeah, but she was just in something as a judge that we just watched, but I can't remember what it is. Can't remember for the life of me. Anyway, she's great.
Oh, I don't know. Video Nasties does say Davis, Pounder, and Grier, good lineup.
Oh yeah.
Yes. No. The people who have played Waller, there hasn't been a bad performance yet, as far as I know. She's in the new Godzilla films too. Is she?
That's right. That's what I did, because we're going to be talking about that a little bit later. But yeah, I had just watched a clip from one of the new Godzilla flicks, and that's what I saw her from.
Hey, Serge, how's it going?
Julie, I just watched Face Off again like 2 weeks ago. It's on Hulu, and like
that movie is incredible. By the way,
it's a fucking cartoon, okay? Because as soon as he goes to prison, you're like, this can't exist. What is this?
I know that's like a highly acclaimed film, and it made a ton of money. Excuse me. So maybe it's not for us to cover, but I would love to cover it in some capacity.
It 100% is a movie we should cover. It's ludicrous.
I love that fucking movie.
You know when we should do it?
Rocker.
We should do it when Adam Wingard's sequel comes out, or whatever the hell he's doing.
What?
Yeah, he
there's
announced
a direct sequel coming out. Which, like, okay, like, how do you repeat this concept? Like,
you don't.
Is Castor Troy in a coma still? Like, after he's stabbed and shot and beaten?
Right, yeah.
It's one of those things where it's just like, just leave it alone. Like, you did it, and it's great, and it's fine. Do something else, you know? And especially, like, coming off of Godzilla vs. King Kong, like, that's your huge blockbuster hit, dude. Now you got the money. Go do something that you really want to do. I don't know. Maybe that is the Face Off sequel.
I've always wanted to make a sequel to Face Off where it's John Travolta, Nicolas Cage, and
who else? I don't know.
Who else?
It's also just
Jim Carrey.
Oh god.
That might be interesting, actually. How do you do a sequel to a John Woo classic, though? That's a tall order.
You don't.
You make it into a video game called Stranglehold.
Well, no, okay, let's not get our fucking franchises mixed up. They are both John Woo, but we're not.
You asked how you do a sequel to a John Woo classic, and I gave you a direct answer.
Right. I guess you could make the argument that Face Off is a direct sequel to Hard Boiled, just based on all the techniques that he had in Hard Boiled and carried over. But different conversation for a different day.
Carrey's got face to spell.
He sure does.
Nicolas Cage goes inside Jim Carrey, and Jim Carrey goes in Travolta, and Travolta goes into like a jar. I don't know. We'll workshop it. Goes in the cage. Excuse me, duh.
They all cut their faces in half, and each one gets a composite Superman-esque face, where it's just like Cage and Carrey here, and then Travolta and Cage here, and then Carrey and someone else here.
Oh, that's the poster, right? It's like this. And they're all stitched together.
What is this, like Hank Shaw, the cyborg Superman or some shit? Rise of the Face-Offs.
Just says Face Off, and like the subtitle just says like X4.
Faces Off. It's like a 3 instead of an E.
Oh boy.
Take it away.
Me? No, I was just gonna say, you know, everybody's hanging out in the chat talking about Face Off now. Does anybody want to talk about?
Man, make me want to do it.
I know.
A lot of guys going to our GVDs excited. Yes, he is.
Oh God! Don't let her back you up into a corner with that wheelchair.
People inside of one that makes me very happy. Oh, I'm gonna treat you right. I promise.
I wonder how surreal it is for anyone to see that voice coming out of my face,
or Joe's, for that matter.
Yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones is upset somewhere.
But I think what Joe is trying to say is...
I can't believe Jim Carrey got the role and I didn't. What the fuck?
I will not sanction your buffoonery.
When's Men in Black 4 coming out?
You guys can ask us, obviously, any question. That's kind of what we're doing this show for. But let's look at Petey Wheatstraw for a hot minute here. And look, Serge pointing it right in that direction and connecting the dots here, saying, who would you have face off with Petey Wheatstraw? Lucifer?
Well, here's the thing. The literal face off, he already did with that hobo that they picked up.
Yeah, Jimmy making the mask.
Yeah.
They did.
Looks
perfect.
They
made that very unconvincing wax model.
Oh, man. Who would he switch faces with?
Arsenio Hall.
I'd watch that in a second.
Kevin
him
Hart.
and Michael. Oh, dude, Dolomite and Michael Ironside. There you go.
That is a weird. That's a weird one.
That would be hilarious to me.
I'd pay to see it, especially like in their prime.
Oh yeah, dude. Like maybe not Scanners Michael Ironside, but definitely like Watchers Michael Ironside, like in that that early '90s, mid '90s.
I'm just thinking Dolomite.
I'm just thinking character from Starship Troopers.
Oh yeah, exactly. There you go.
Picture in Total Recall style. They're like fighting on that elevator, and Dolomite throws him over to the side, and he says, "See you at the party." He said, instead of Richter, he's like "motherfucker" or something like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
You rat soup eating motherfucker. See you at the party.
Yeah. There you go.
There you go. See, CJ.
And then he gets Then he gets sent into space.
I really want to do Watchers or the Watchers. Well, we'd probably cover the whole Watchers series, but I would love to do that.
And Razorback.
I'm gonna have to give it to the. I'm gonna give it to the poisonous cat, dude.
No, I'm giving it to the pig that operates like a fucking train. Okay, it just moves through solid matter and just destroys it. Like,
especially for our patrons, if you heard the episode or Book to the Movie with CB Smith covering the book Razorback, if you add this additional element, and here's some BTS for people that are not, and this is the kind of content you can get for $5 or $10 over on Patreon. There's my plug. Patreon.com/movie dumpster. But in that, he told us in the book that the Razorhawk, this big ass boar, is like also infested, and that makes it go crazier. It has like bugs and shit growing out of all its wounds. So what if it's that combined with the movie Razorback? I don't know if that uninvited cat stands a chance.
Here's the thing: like if that thing falls asleep or something, like that cat infiltrates places, and when it bites you, it's like a mosquito, right? Like you don't feel it. Well, except for George Kennedy.
Yeah.
But and then
Clint
it just pumps full of that poison.
George Kennedy wouldn't stop letting you know he felt it. Just sat on a couch and screamed for 10 minutes. It's like, what's his face in fucking Reservoir Dogs?
You're gonna be sitting on the couch. Time. He had that fucking knee surgery though, dude.
Yeah, it's like actually in one of the last few seasons of The Flash, one of the characters, Joe West, I can't remember the actor's name. He had back surgery, so they just kept filming scenes where he was sitting down. But after a while, you're like, you haven't left that chair in 7 episodes.
Pushed him around.
Yeah.
Serge just said uninvited most
they wrote around.
Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Go ahead. No, go ahead.
Serge just said the uninvited would most def take up residence. Could you imagine another mutant boar inside the titular Razorback?
I hate it.
Sign me up.
He opens his mouth, and then as someone's throwing it out, Hogzilla comes out.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Picturing that now. Oh, my God. I'm processing that.
He's a nesting doll for other smaller pigs.
Well, no, I think the idea is because it's, if I'm assuming this is what Serge is saying, is literally it's the fucking cat, but it opens his mouth and not a little cat doesn't come out. It's a literal Razorback shoots out.
Yeah, no, totally.
That's visual. That's some One Piece shit right there.
I love it.
Razorbackception.
But Petey Wheatstraw, by the way, let's go back to that for a moment. A movie that I absolutely love, and if you heard that episode, you probably, could tell that by the end of it. I think we all enjoyed that one. I think.
Yeah. I think it's the best of the bunch of the Dolomite films. To tell you the truth.
Agreed.
Just in my opinion. I mean, I love Dolomite and Human Tornado, and even Disco Godfather is great, but Petey Wheatstraw, gives you that extra wrinkle of fucking batshit crazy, because it's like, it has to do with Satan and like a magical pimp cane and people coming back from the fucking dead and fighting people like devils and fucking devil women to death. It's insane.
Oh my God.
Well,
we gotta circle back around on that. You gotta post that scene on Instagram. It is so funny.
I know.
It's like 5 movies happen at the same time because it's like first he just deals with the devil, and then he also gets revenge on other people, and then he also has magical powers, and then he fixes his neighborhood. And the devil's like, "Remember, I'm in this movie too."
I love when he gets mad at him when he saves that kid from getting run over. He's like, "Hey, don't fuck with my work."
You're messing with my quota or some shit like that.
That movie has also produced that the sequence where Lucifer's just fucking hard jogging down the street in his like velour jumpsuit, just having like he's got his glasses on, like
it's I mean, I guess the way, not that anybody really gives a shit about my ranking of the Dolomite movies, but yeah, it's definitely my number one. And then probably the first one, regular ass Dolomite, is probably my second favorite. And then probably Disco Godfather and Human Tornado. Like Human Tornado is probably my least favorite just because I feel like it's too similar to Dolomite. They add that like character who is like his protege, which is kind of like, I don't like that idea at all.
I feel like Human Tornado is like the Evil Dead 2 to Evil Dead, like for Dolomite. Like Human Tornado to Dolomite is like Evil Dead 2 to Evil Dead.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It doesn't have Ernie Hudson in it, though.
I have to address this question of would Petey Wheatstraw be the Captain Marvel of the MTU? The MDU. He already beat the devil.
Well, if you saw the movie, or if you at least heard the episode, he does not beat the devil at all.
I feel like he would be Doctor Strange, if anything.
I mean, he does, but it's the fucking devil.
Yeah. I mean, he eventually gets it in the end, but who knows? You know, nobody's ever truly dead.
I feel like he would be more like Doctor Strange, which now I'm just imagining him going like, Lucifer, I'm here to make a bargain. But
Mama Walday, I've come to bargain.
Yeah, Mama Walday, I've come to bargain.
Oh, that would be an interesting face-off. William Marshall versus Rudy Ray Moore.
Oh man,
Blacula versus Petey Wheatstraw.
There you go.
Well, Blacula's obviously, I guess he'd be.
They probably just team up realistically.
I guess he'd be Mobius.
Sort of. I don't know. Wait,
no, you know what it is. You have Blacula team up with Petey Wheatstraw.
Petey doesn't seem like the bargaining sort.
Well, no. Hold on. They team up and then they go to hell. Like he's got to get Blacula's help to take out Lucifer. But he's like, okay, on one condition, since I'm going to hell, you got to take me to Dracula because I want to kill this son of a bitch again. Yeah, and that's where they team up.
I've got some serious beef with that racist piece of shit undead asshole.
Oh my god,
that's a sequel.
Yes,
somebody write that.
We haven't really ever. I think we've assigned like wrestling positions for people in the MDU. But I don't think we've ever like found their Marvel counterparts. We certainly
sort of.
The problem is also our as I established in a chat we had the other day, the MDU is so fucking full of villains at this point that assigning what heroes are effective at doing what at this point doesn't matter because now we just established this like roster of demigods who are all like out to destroy the universe or something.
Well, I feel like what did we do? We posted it on Instagram. What the hell was it? It was Sigvaltson as Thor. And Al Pacino as Iron Man, and that's what it was. It was what's his face? Jesus, I'm blanking.
Was that Lou did those photoshops if I remember correctly?
Oh, okay. So Lou did the Crisis on Infinite Earths.
The Crisis one.
But I know what you're talking about. Who did? Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking
about.
It
was Alfonso Ribeiro as Falcon, and Terry O'Quinn as Winter Step Soldier. Yeah.
There we go. That's what we've got so far. Yeah, Terry O'Quinn is the Winter Stepfather.
Well, no, remember we changed it because I think you had done a Photoshop, Joe, if memory serves me, last year when we did Ticks. You had him as Blade.
I had him as Blade and then as Falcon. And
he's
Christian Bale was Cap. Yeah. And Christian Bale was Captain America.
They call me Blade because I never do.
Or whatever.
Yeah, right.
Or whatever.
Or something.
Or something.
But I guess if nobody's got any Petey Wheatstraw questions, unless you guys have other things about our friend Petey you want to say.
Not really. I mean, like again, like right. I feel like on those episodes I say so much shit about them that I don't have too much more to add to it. But it was a hell of a good time, and if you haven't seen Petey Wheatstraw, Devil's Son-in-Law, or any of the other Dolomite movies, you should definitely jump on there and check it out. I believe they're still on Tubi for free, but you can grab them from Vinegar Syndrome, and they put out great discs, so definitely pick them up if you're that.
I have it in the other room. I meant to grab it.
Oh, well, there you go.
The Blu-ray copy.
Also, with how my brain works, being that we watched these movies at the beginning of February, it might as well be 15 years ago. So it's like me conjuring up like old dusty memories. Like, I remember when we watched those movies 5 years ago. It was last month, Connor. Last month.
It's also that thing too. Like we've been trying to get as much done early as we can, as we release, so we can keep giving you guys good content. So
Yeah. And before we move on, I do want to comment on these two things that our friend Johnny here said.
Yeah,
Just
sure.
to put a pin on the MDU stuff with Petey. He says maybe Doctor Strange. He could be the Doctor Strange of the MDU. I could see it. I'd almost
Could you imagine?
Well, I'm thinking maybe if not Petey, definitely Disco Godfather. I think fits that role perfectly if you've seen that film.
For sure, with the cape and everything, yeah.
And then he's exactly, or another spot we could put him. Johnny says Dolomite. He could he could work at GVD's brothel. He could be the club manager.
Why not? I feel like
She doesn't want Leroy and Skillet. They came to get a job and she kicked them on the fucking out on the street. Get these guys out of here.
What about the Flies?
That's
Are
why
they decommissioned now?
That's why they had to work with. They're still around. They're bodyguards. They're bodyguards.
That's the same difference, right? No.
Well,
Maybe.
club manager. He's like booking people. Mostly himself.
He's collecting the money.
But
That's what he's doing.
Yeah, exactly. And the Flies, of course, Ed and Eddie, in case everybody needs a reminder.
The Willies.
Yeah, listen to the Willies episode from last year. A lot of classic bits in that one.
Matt Blackheart asks, have you guys reviewed Dr. Madrid? Not yet, and that's basically Jeffrey Combs as Doctor Strange, the full moon style. I believe it was supposed to be a Doctor Strange movie, if memory serves correct.
I think that's the movie that was supposed to be a Doctor Strange movie, but Marvel was like, "Hey, you can't."
Do that. And Charles Band was like, "Fuck you."
Fine.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Well, typical band move.
Oh, yeah.
Let's be honest. We've actually talked about that behind the scenes a few times. Joe, I think, had brought it to mine and Connor's attention, if I'm not mistaken, about a year ago, and we were like, "Holy shit, we need to see this."
Yeah, I remember as a kid seeing a clip of that movie in frequent scissor reels on Sci-Fi Channel, where they would show clips of Bionic Woman, $6 Million Man, The Incredible Hulk, and they would always drop in like one clip from Dr. Mordred to make it, and he looked like Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
So as a kid, I'm like, is there a Doctor Strange movie I just don't know about?
Yeah, Dr. Madrid.
Yeah, just like the Captain America one.
Oh my god. Okay, that's something we got to do. Maybe not the Captain America movie.
Get it on Blu-ray now. I don't know what the transfer looks like, but it's a thing.
No idea.
You can buy.
I don't know about Captain America, but I definitely want to do the Corman Fantastic Four, because we've been talking about that since we started. And I'd love to.
We might have to.
We can finally
hit
put
up our
to bed.
Yeah.
We might put to bed the idea there's never been a good Fantastic Four movie.
No.
Yeah. I was going to say
there has.
we definitely got to get our buddy Davey
yes,
on the horn for that one, I think.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. There's so much
if anything, I think the Corman movie is probably more entertaining than the last three that we got. But I don't know if any of them are any better than any one of them respectively.
You know me. I'm definitely picking that Corman over any of the newer ones.
Well, I'm picking Corman over fucking Fan Four Stick because holy god, the fucking disaster that movie is.
Oh,
I understand that sometimes this stuff's hard to translate from the paper to the proverbial screen. But how do you fuck up Fantastic Four this many times?
You fuck it up by making Doctor Doom look like a rave-going C-3PO and just give him Cronenberg powers.
Yeah. As our friend Tony from Hack the Movies just said, Doctor Doom straight up has a Nintendo Zapper painted gold in Corman's Fantastic Four. So this is the kind of stuff Joe's signing us up for.
Oh, but it's so good. It's the most comic booky bullshit ever. And fucking Bug from Uncle Buck is Johnny Storm as the fucking Human Torch.
Okay.
It's great.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have an open mind. You know me. I will at least give it its fair shake, one way or the other.
Again, it's a low budget ass comic book movie. Actually, I'm pretty sure it had a pretty high budget. But yeah, it just never got released.
Because it's like the thing with the Punisher that the Punisher, what was that, 89, the one with Dolph Lundgren. Might have the year wrong on that. But anyway, with the one we covered with Dolph, it's like, you heard nothing but bad things about that online. And then when we watched it, we were all like, wow, this is actually pretty good.
It might be one of the best Punisher iterations, to tell you the truth, in my opinion. I thought it was great.
I said on that show that I don't think there's been a bad Punisher adaptation yet because I think all of them have some kind of merit.
So, yeah, no, for
the
sure.
The Lundgren one is fun because it feels like he's kind of at the end of his run. The Tom Jane one is interesting because it feels like a Death Wish kind of movie. Punisher Warzone is out of its fucking mind and it's great. And Bernthal's run on Daredevil and Punisher season 1 and 2 are really good, and Bernthal's like made to be that kind of character.
Absolutely, and yes, Dolph Lundgren from Johnny Mnemonic, yeah, the classic.
And I am being told in the chat. Hold on. Let me get my correction in here first. It was 89. I was right about that. Thank you, Matt.
Yeah. Of all the movies to say, oh yes, Dolph Lundgren from Rocky IV. From The Expendables.
Dolph Lundgren from Showdown in Little Tokyo. Duh.
Yeah. Connor, you need to go to this YouTube channel called Hack the Movies, and you'll understand why, of all movies, that was the one called out.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely check out Hack the Movies if you have not.
I've also never seen Johnny Mnemonic, so I can't even comment.
Ooh, it's a movie.
It's fine.
Remember Lawnmower Man?
Yes.
I mean,
that's all I'll say. That's all I'll say.
That's more like a psychological thriller, and Johnny Mnemonic's just like cyberpunky flim flam.
I guess I should be more specific. The effects are very Lawnmower Man.
Oh, sure. When we jump into the computer, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Looks better than Lawnmower Man, though, for sure. Big time.
So, speaking of vigilantes, Coffy actually was the next one we watched in February, and that
movie was sick.
It's so good. Like, I really wanted to do that one, and what we were trying to, there was a lot of things with this month that didn't line up. It's just because people were busy or, schedules and all that kind of stuff. So we were originally going to have guests on each episode, but it just didn't pan out. So we decided to do it anyway, and we were happy that we did. But in regards to Coffee, like, I really wanted to tackle that one because like that was the crux of all those Vigilante movies going forward, especially like the women-driven ones. You know what I mean?
Quick, not to cut off that point.
No, go ahead,
make, Joe. But
somebody
Johnny
probably said something in the comments.
Connor into a corpsing maneuver.
Fucking Johnny got me. I don't know. I don't. Here's the thing. In a lot of the cases, I got into the habit of just like shutting them off because a lot of these movies I've watched, and as soon as the credits roll, I'm like, "That's enough of that."
Anybody listening to the audio has no idea what you're saying. Set that up a little better, Connor.
Johnny in the chat said like, yeah, it's not surprising from Connor considering he doesn't watch post-credit scenes in movies, or doesn't watch post-credit scenes in movies we watch. And in a lot of cases, like, I don't know, if there was a post-credit scene in Pluto Nash, I'm not sticking around to watch it.
There is a great one though at the end of Super Mario Brothers.
In a lot of the cases, I don't know there's a post-credit scene, so I just don't stick around because I know these movies aren't from the Marvel era where it's like I should probably sit here and just wait for them to tease the next thing.
I love the idea. I think we talked. I love the idea when we first talked about it, and you were like, "Oh, I remember those we did Demonic Toys, and it was, we're doing. Have you ever seen those video zones?" And Connor's like, "Yeah, I remember those. I think." And then there was no fucking way that he had seen a video zone because it plays after the credits of the movie, like at the end of the tape, and he fucking stopped it every time.
Yeah, you missed that classic Upworld, the No Name Norm one, where Kaminsky just has a pile up to like his knees with the fucking Zagnut bars.
Zagnuts.
There's some weird ones that we've seen. I always wait to the end, or I fast forward through the credits at least. I mean, I'm sorry, I'm not sitting there for 5 fucking minutes sometimes, but I'm always curious to see if there's something.
I always, if we don't have the time, I always like fast forward to make sure that there's something at the end, or if there's not, I'm trying to remember.
Well, I mean, in some cases, I watch a version of a movie, Lawnmower Man, where I watch something that's just like missing, like, I don't know, 5 key scenes that you guys are like, holy crap! You remember when the fucking monkey read the comic book and they're like, "You're Cybo Man." I was like, "What are you talking about?"
The superior version of that film.
Oh yeah, you still need to go back and check that out because it's fucking great.
Yeah.
But yeah, Coffy, a movie that, obviously everyone I feel like has heard. Well, maybe it's not that obvious, but to me, I always had heard of Foxy Brown as the movie to see.
Sure.
And then Joe brought Coffy to our attention. I was like, her first, not her first role, but her first role in this capacity. And I really enjoyed that movie quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. I feel like
Coffy rules. Coffy feels really gritty and real and grounded, and the ending is, I think, probably the high of the movie, because instead of like any obstacle that gets put in front of this woman, she absolutely annihilates in fantastic and satisfying ways. No, Coffy, not Coffee.
But she does drink coffee in the movie. She
does
pours
drink
some for
coffee,
for that nice cop named Cooper, who gets
Cooper makes
fucking shit beat out of him.
Cooper makes the best coffee in town, so don't forget that.
And he pays for it.
Damn fine cup, I would say.
It was some cherry pie.
Yeah. That gourmet shit, But, what did I want to say? Again, I think we even covered it in the episode, but, like, I feel like most people really know Pam, especially from, like, our generation, like, know Pam from Jackie Brown, like Quentin Tarantino's movie, Jackie Brown.
Right.
And it's totally worth it to go back and check out her library of films, because, if you can look, and it's the 70s, right? So you have to, for some people they're hard to watch or they're goofier or whatever, but like they're definitely worth watching, and they're they're fun as hell, So.
And Coffy is just such a raw movie. It's I think we even said it on the episode, that it's probably like the besides maybe Death Dream, probably the most serious movie we've seen for the show specifically.
Yeah,
I'm sure there's a few I'm forgetting. Like Frankenstein's Army, as silly as it is actually pretty damn serious. But just that's also, before I go off on the side tangent here, Matthew Blackheart, she was in Mars Attacks. She was the mom, Byron's wife.
Yeah.
And of course, she was in Pluto Nash, unfortunately. So she got a paycheck. We got to give her that at least.
So the story about Pam Grier being in Mars Attacks actually has there's a tale. She had just lost a dog, and when they called her from Mars Attacks, she was like, "I don't know if I can do this. Like, I'm really upset." And I guess Tim Burton was like, "No, it's fine. Like, we'll call you back in a little bit." And then I guess he called her again, and she was like, "No, I can't. Like, I'm kind of in the throes of grief. Like, I can't do this." And he's like, "All right, well, you just got the job." And she's like, "What?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, you would not abandon your position for this work opportunity." And he's like, "This whole character is a woman who will not abandon her kids." He's like, "You've been auditioning the whole time. We just didn't tell you." He's like, "You got the part."
Wow.
Yeah.
She's good in that movie too. I like that. That part of the plot.
Yeah, real quick. I just meant like not like bit parts though, because she's only in it for so long. But like
oh yeah, obviously
starring.
she is the main
roles. Yeah.
Character. Yeah. But it's a really good movie, and she's fucking vigilante in this film. She just goes after guys, blows one guy's head off with a shotgun. She shoots the guy at the end right in the dick with the shotgun, for crying out loud.
That's questionable audition tactics. Yes, it is, but it seemed to get the job done.
Yeah, that movie, I think I didn't love it, but it's very well done. And if you want a good revenge story, because at the end of the day, she's trying to get revenge for her sister, who's like in a comatose state from this drug that they've been selling on the street. I think like heroin, or I think specifically, which we talked about in the episode a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that movie is
the main driver.
Yeah, I think that movie's strengths come from the last act, because it seems like the floor is shrinking beneath her, but then like just against intense physical odds, like she just fucking annihilates these dudes. And I can't believe she throws a brick at that one cop and his car flips over, and he's like ADRing off screen, like, "Hold on, wait, I'm okay, and then just bursts into flames. She drives a fucking car through her house.
You also get to see Sid Haig in his little red shorts, young strapping Sid Haig.
Or if you're me, you don't. Later on.
What the fuck?
Me and Joe were flipping out of that. Like,
man.
We kind of mentioned it in the episode, but like after the fact, we were talking and we're like, "How the hell did Connor not know that was Sid Haig? It looks exactly like him."
The problem is, I like Sid Haig in my head is forever 50 plus years old. So when to me, he was born 40. Like, so when I see him in a movie where he's like young and has like, I don't know, just looks like he has no meat on him and he's this like
No.
weird gangly just goon. I'm like, what are you talking about? Sid Haig's not in this. Oh my god, there he is.
Like, he's super lean and he has this bad Italian accent. You can't miss him though. I mean, maybe you can.
I get where you're coming from, Connor, but he fucking looked exactly. We had a couple other comments, talking about how great Pam is. I think there was one that said Dustin Elkins, "Hey Dustin, how you doing?" Saying she's a national treasure. And we posted about it on Twitter because I didn't know this, but I guess the day before yesterday or a couple days ago was Pam Grier Day, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't. I saw that too. I had no idea. So that's awesome.
Matt
Dragon in here saying Pam Grier is a great actress. Yes, she is.
She sure is.
She also kind of like she created an archetype with her fucking hair and her attitude. Like you can look in look as close as Luke Cage and look at Misty Knight and see the influences that Coffy, like a character like Coffy, has in that kind of a character. So,
and we didn't cover it this year, but maybe next year or at some point in the future, Blacula 2 has Pam Grier in there too. So that might be an interesting gelling of these ideas in the future.
Yeah, I like the idea of circling back to that next year to kind of bring those together and examine some other stuff. I'd love to maybe do like Sweet Sweetback's Badass Song. That might be fun to do too.
Yeah, you were talking about that during I think the Petey Wheatstraw episode. That sounded like a pretty interesting film.
Mm-hmm.
With that, what was it? Mario Van Peebles' father?
Yeah,
that is wild. Still to this day.
I know.
And there it is. I can't get away from it. Someone mentioned Smallville.
You're gonna have to watch Smallville for the rest of your life.
Well,
here's the thing. Here's my actual big theory. All right, Smallville is the nexus of all things. It's where all reality stems from, and all of us are actually extras in Smallville. We just don't know it yet.
Well, I think he specifically mentioned that in the chat. Matt mentioned that because we were talking about different movies Pam was in. You had talked about this a little earlier in the stream about how she played Amanda Waller.
Yeah, and then it came right back at me.
Fortress 2, I have not seen. I have not seen Fortress 1 either. Do I need to see Fortress 1 to see Fortress 2? These are the questions burning through the back of my mind.
I don't know. I played Team Fortress 2 without playing Team Fortress 1. Is that the same thing?
I got confused because I thought that's what you were talking about, and I was like, "Oh, what?" I was like, "I never fucking saw it or played it, so fuck me."
I love that game, by the way, but this is not about the Team Fortress 2 game that's been out for feels like a decade at this point. So somewhere in between Blacula and Coffy, we put out, and again, this was a Patreon exclusive, so we'll keep this part brief, but we put out our Valentine's Day special commentary track.
Yes.
My Bloody Valentine 3D, which I know I keep saying this about everything that we're talking about, and maybe I'm just patting myself on the back here, but I had a great time doing that.
It's a blast. I've personally been really enjoying the commentary tracks because it's a way to kind of, when we do an episode, it's more like, we got to do some research and get our facts right and all that kind of stuff. But the commentary tracks are a lot more like us just hanging out and having a good time. So that's why I've been personally enjoying the commentary tracks enough. But I don't know. Have any of you tuning in? Have you guys checked that out? Is anybody? I know a few of you are on Patreon.
And do you want us to do more? I mean, we're trying to. I think the goal currently is to do at least one a month. But if we start to get more of a reaction about them, maybe we'll try to do some more. But we're still kind of feeling them out, and we've only done 2. We did record our 3rd. We're not announcing Well, are we? We might be announcing it later in the show. Okay. Fuck it.
I just want to say, I see you, Video Nasties. That joke was dynamite. Smallvilla is the Italian dub of a Smallville.
Hey, Superman here.
Clark, why you don't go find the Lex?
Clark, I don't
your brother
understand.
die in every iteration?
Excuse me, you're being offensive. You're doing pasta face. I don't appreciate it.
Sorry, Tony. Sorry, Joe. I don't know why I said sorry to Tony first. He might not even still be in here. Anyway.
Tony's doing his own
but
thing.
Yeah, check that out too if you get a chance. I was on an episode.
definitely
Joe was on an episode. Castzilla versus the Pod Monster. If you want to hear about some Godzilla stuff,
he's got Castzilla versus Pod Monster and talking about tapes. Go check out both of those. Lots of good. Tony's got a lot of good content coming out.
Yep. But back to us because we're more important. That's who's you're here to see. We did a movie and we recorded it. What was it, about a week or two ago? The commentary track for this one.
Yeah, I believe it was like a week ago. You want to talk about like what we're doing?
Yeah, just real quick.
I wanted to go over Blacula and then we would do stuff for March.
Okay. I will hold my tongue. My apologies.
Are you saying we did My Bloody? Are you saying we did My Bloody Valentine a week ago? That was not a week ago. Don't do that.
No, he's talking about the newer one for March.
Sorry,
I was just saying.
I'm jumping ahead. But yeah, My Bloody Valentine. I had never seen that version. Obviously, I'd seen the original a few times, and I didn't really know what to expect going in. And if you heard the commentary, you would kind of pick up on that. I will say, I listened back to it the other day, and I don't know how the hell. Well, never mind. I don't want to say too much. Excuse me. I almost gave away the ticket in. But Connor was really trying to give away the damn plot throughout the whole movie on a re-listen. I was like, how the fuck did I not pick up on that? But,
because you were engrossed in watching it.
Yeah, well, yeah, sure. But definitely
check that. One of my favorite things about that movie is the constant play between trying to not really trick you, but trying to make you choose between...
He's already doing it.
What?
He doesn't even realize he's spoiling it, but he is, because that's what happened when I re-listened to it. I feel where you're coming from, though.
No, they do try to. They play with your suspicions about which character is. You're like, I don't know about you. You're both being kind of scummy.
Sure, they definitely have a good mystery thread throughout.
Also, I'm sorry, I don't really mind spoiling a movie that came out in 2009.
It's both films play with that idea, but I think we go into it a little bit on the commentary track, but commentary track's more for just like goofy fun stuff, but like how shit, I just lost what I was saying. How you could take that twist from that original and give it kind of new life while still being interesting and not doing the same exact thing. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, because I walked into that going like, it's fucking Axel. Of course it's Axel. It was Axel in the original one. Look at him. He's being a piece of shit for 90 straight fucking minutes. Like,
and he's still a piece of shit at the end too. Like, he never even fucking redeems himself at all.
Like at the end of it, you're like, I still hate you. I don't care what kind of a turn you've done. You've done some pretty reprehensible shit.
I think we definitely.
I think you even say it in the track. You're like, oh yeah, the Axel's still just a piece of shit at the end of the day because you're rooting for,
He learns no lessons. He's like, yeah, my wife's being unfaithful. Is she though? You're being unfaithful. Also, you're a bad sheriff. You hid behind the curtain of a hospital bed for like 30 minutes to have a dramatic reveal and be like, I've been here the whole time.
But if you want to hear more, just ignore what they were just talking about and go to patreon.com/movie dumpster. And for $5 or more, you can check that out.
Yeah, go check it out.
But I do see we did ask if people are enjoying them, and we did get a few comments, I think, from Serge saying yes, more. Dustin saying commentaries are great. Fun to see you guys all react in real time. And that's kind of been a rule of mine personally so far, is to not watch these movies ahead of time. I mean... Sure. We'll see what happens if we do a movie I've seen that, the magic's out the fucking window then. But so far, we're going 3 for 3 that I have not seen before watching.
I dug up some WWE films that we may end up watching at some point. Yeah. Stuff with stuff with Dolph Ziggler, where he's a
different
cop.
Dolph.
Yeah, different Dolph, the lesser Dolph.
Other Dolph.
Any of the 12 Rounds movies, See No Evil 2, but not
we got a lot of material to dig through, either for the show proper or commentaries. There's just so much shit.
There's so much, and for like event months, we've been trying to do. We're doing like 3 instead of 4, and for regular months we're doing 2 because we want to give you some extra content. You know what I mean? Like those commentary tracks. Got Book to the Movie. We've got our new show, Talks from the Dark Side, out if you guys haven't checked that out yet. What do you got?
Yes.
I don't want to cut either of you guys off, I just wanted to kind of ask, like, if you guys had listened to that, is that something that you're interested in? Because that show is like super near and dear to me, and it's kind of neat because Connor and Sean haven't seen it at all.
No, we both have the DVDs now, so that we can go along with Joe without having to make the guy rip every episode. I know there's some appeal to that, of course, but we got the DVD copies. And before we talk about this a little more, I do want to just comment on something Dustin said. WWE films. Wow, they really made that a tongue twister. We have an episode coming out that we're going to talk about a little bit later in this episode. We haven't announced it previously, but we'll come back around to it. And we actually talk about that in the episode, so you're going to be in for a treat. Come next week, but we'll come back around to that.
Yeah. They do have a film division that has just been producing shit, that's not even that's not hyperbole and exaggeration. They just release like shelfware, or like shovelware, I guess is the term.
I'll say this: listen to episode 4 of season 4 coming out next week to hear all about WWE films.
Yeah, it's all garbage. There's not a single redeeming film in that library.
That's a magic number.
But
this episode 444.
Oh yeah, but Tales of the Dark Side. So far, I'm liking it. We've only done 1 episode so far. We're looking to do more. I think the plan is to at least do 1 or 2 a month, and we'll see what happens.
We want to cover the whole, the entirety of Tales from the Dark Side, and then me personally, I would like to do Monsters after that, because that's another one that I feel like people know but doesn't get enough attention. Because everybody's seen Tales from the Crypt and stuff like that. So
I just remember the opening. That's it. I can't name a single episode after that.
It's going to take us a while to get there, but I can't wait to get there.
Yeah, but if we're tackling like 2 episodes a month, it's just more material, for you guys too to consume. So.
And then we went right from there into Blacula. Mm-hmm. We converged those paths.
Blacula was my favorite we watched this month because I was not expecting something so. I was expecting a comedy, like a straight comedy, and what I got was like a legit, like well-meaning horror film that actually had some like really interesting shit going on and some really bleak stuff towards the end.
Yeah. It's the first
also an entire sequence where Blacula just. And a hilarious sequence where Blacula just like goes ham on a bunch of cops and beats the piss out of them with like factory accessories. It's so fucking good.
He fucking
there's one guy
throws that guy over a rail.
Yes. He there's also like the guy who shoots I can't remember her name, but his long lost love, like
Luva.
He shoots her and like he gets his hands on him and just like hammer fists the guy to death.
Oh, yeah.
Like
yeah, but then spoilers again to a 50-year-old film, but then he just like says, "Yep, I should rip your fucking heads off like Psycho Gorman, but I'm just gonna walk into the sunlight for the next movie."
Yeah, I give up.
Well, I've been beaten.
Here's a shot of my skeleton for 2 seconds because that's all they could afford to film. I'm assuming.
Don't worry, the jig is up. The skeleton is prominent in the Scream Blacula Scream. So.
Oh, okay. I think we talked about that in the episode. I don't know why me and Connor, for some reason, thought that this was more of a comedy, but I think just when you go online and you just try to, I guess it's not really the best way to kind of form an opinion, but if you're just trying to get a feel for a movie without, actually sitting down and watching it, generally speaking, at least what I do is like look online and say what people are saying about it. And if for years you're hearing like, this movie kind of sucks, it's not that good. And it's like, I kind of bought into that a little bit. But when we watched it, I liked it a lot. I really didn't. I wasn't expecting like a straight Dracula kind of inspired film, I guess is how I'll put that. And really well done.
Like that's the thing too, right? Like it's called Blacula. You immediately think that it's parodying it rather than actually taking it seriously, like it's an actual horror movie.
And we didn't really get an actual good parody, at least in my opinion, a good one, until Dead and Loving It.
Sure, no. With
Peter McNichol.
By the master of parodies.
It's almost like it's like calling a movie about like an Irish banshee like Drunken Uncle. Like I don't know, it just seems very like like you're leaning so hard into like a joke, and then you watch the movie and you're like, oh wow, this is terrifying.
Wait, this is serious. But yeah, it's really good.
he is a tortured soul in every way. It's like he goes there to try to get Dracula to help him with this problem that his people are suffering through with the slavery.
Yeah.
And he just gets locked in a damn coffin for 200 years. His wife, he's got to hear die outside the coffin, just malnourished until death. And then he comes back pissed, and he's been hungry for 200 years for blood.
Yeah, and that was all by way of William Marshall, too. Like he like championed for that.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Also, we discovered that Dracula is racist and should be canceled.
Yeah,
sure is.
He apparently
I think Van Helsing already did that.
A lot, yeah. Yeah, the Van Helsing Twitter account canceled him. Yeah, Dracula's very much like Dracula's like, I don't like your kind, and I'm gonna do this because exclusively because I don't like your people. And it's like my biggest problem with that is that Dracula is the worst person in that movie. He's on screen for 2 minutes and nothing happens to him. He just gets away.
Side note here, before it disappears in the chat, I have to comment on this. Kyle McDonald comments, any chance of a One Piece movie you guys talk about it enough? I think it's mostly me talking about it, to be perfectly honest. But if we were to do like an anime month down the road, I'm not making any promises. But if we did, I'd probably want to do like movie 6 because that is the one that is the most out there. If Kyle, if you're familiar with that one, if not, look it up. Apologies, I don't remember the exact name, but it has a very distinct, almost like gothic art style that is pretty intriguing just to watch, and it's actually kind of bloody for what it's worth if you care about that. I guess if we ever did one, that would be the one I would suggest.
I mean, we have been kicking around some ideas for other show offshoots, still under the MD banner, but you know, there's a wealth of great media to kind of consume and talk about. So that's definitely something that's been on the table that we've been discussing because, especially Sean, because he's like the big anime guy. I mean, so Connor is too.
Yeah.
And I dabble, but I think that would be a fun thing to do because I'm always bringing them stuff that they've never seen. So I would like to switch chairs for that. So that would be fun to do and get exposed to some good anime.
If it gets me a chance to scream about one of two movies, Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, or the Broly movie from a couple years ago, then yes, because the Broly movie is fucking phenomenal.
Or even like some of those old classics, the Princess Mononoke, I still think is great. Nausicaa, the Wind. I mean, I'm sure people still talk about these films, but I feel like we're at that age where we probably heard of them, but maybe people younger have not.
I am starting to meet people who don't know what Ninja Scroll is, and that is alarming.
Yeah, I mean, even Akira. I mean, I know that's kind of like a big one, but I would be curious to see how many people our age know it and how many people maybe 10 years younger don't. Mm-hmm. But I guess you can make that argument with any kind of movie for the regular show.
And Matt, Cowboy Bebop is fucking awesome.
Yeah.
I'd like to do like Appleseed and what's that other?
Appleseed's good.
Or like Wicked City or
like the original Ghost in the Shell.
The original Ghost in the Shell. I have a tape. I haven't seen the actual Japanese language version of it, but it's called Pet Shop of Horrors. That I would like to cover. I don't know if we watched that like back when, Sean. Do you remember that?
We might have, because I know at some point about 12 years ago, Joe got this like compilation DVD. It might have been on that. There was a bunch of like Japanese horror, I think a lot of gross out films. Maybe a different collection then.
That's a different collection because those are actual like movies. I think there was the guinea pig collection obviously, and then Synapse had put out a Asian horror collection, and Oregon is in that set. Evil Dead Trap.
Oh yeah, Oregon. Oh my god.
Yeah, Oregon was the really like surreal one. Evil Dead Trap. I forget. Entrails of a Virgin and Entrails of a Beautiful Woman were in that set too. All like crazy good Japanese gore movies. So there's a lot of stuff that we want to kind of dive into.
Yeah, it's like so many movies, and we'll move on from One Piece because I'm sure half of the chat doesn't care about this. But Kyle says he's on episode 600. He's about to start the movies. Good luck. You got another 347 episodes to go. Just read the manga. You'll be you know,
I'm
you only
telling
have
you.
300 and excuse me, you only have 406 chapters to go to catch up, you know.
You need that
Episode
dossier.
600.
Yeah, the dossier. Maybe at some point if I find the time, maybe I'll
I
do
need
some
it.
kind of anime fucking show from Movie Dumpster, some kind of we'll see. I don't know. I've been toying with
Exactly.
the idea in the back of my head.
Yeah.
The only story I think of that was running that long in one continuous form is like Spawn, which I think is like an episode like like 300 or 600 or something
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, I don't want to get on too much of a side tangent on this about anime and comic books, but there's some stuff like Berserk that's been running forever, and Hunter and stuff like that. But you know, anyway, maybe we'll circle back around on this, but definitely we've had talks in some capacity about these subjects. But going back to Blacula, let us know if you guys have any questions about that specifically. But anything else you guys want to say about that movie?
Definitely check it out and see it at least once. I think everybody deserves to give the William Marshall the credit that he's due, because he is like a classically trained actor and has done a ton of serious shit, and for him to do something like Blacula and make it serious and kind of bring that story together and out of that and make it the movie that it is, I think it's worth it just to see it on that. And plus, it's like it's the first black horror movie, and the first time a black person has portrayed not only a Dracula type character or a vampire, but like he might as well be Dracula, you know?
No, yeah, I totally agreed.
If they remade Blacula, I'm assuming that's what you mean when you say that, Dustin. They remade Blacula, who would you cast?
Man,
the safe answer is Idris Elba. That's the safe answer.
Yeah, that's the safe answer. But like, who else?
You know who? I just had a name in my head. I forget his name, and apologies. But who is the guy from Get Out? I think would do a really good job.
Oh,
yeah.
Fuck, I know his name too. It's
Or
Danny
like
something.
If it was an older actor, like obviously like a Denzel comes to mind, or like I don't know if Sam Jackson could do it, because I feel like you immediately at this point in his career you just assume there's kind of a comedy element.
I think CJ just nailed it, dude. Keith David, baby.
Oh, Keith David, that would be great.
He's got that booming voice, you know. Oh God, Johnny!
Yes,
Vampire in Brooklyn.
Joe.
No, thank you.
Yeah, I guess you don't want somebody too young.
What?
No. Joe with a mustache is in the chat now. Yeah, he was like, oh, this is live. I'm like, this is live.
Yeah.
Yeah, he says, nice Family Feud X sound, Connor.
I thought I misspoke.
But yeah, Keith David would be sick. Oh my God. I could get him to sign my copy of Halo 2 when the movie comes out. I'm sure he'd love that. You played the Arbiter, right? No?
Yeah,
Pretty sure you did.
Yes, he was the Arbiter.
Yeah, it's a bit. It's a bit.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'm sorry, you weren't being serious.
No. I'll give the brief version just so that joke isn't lost on most people. It's just we've talked about it on the show a few times, but me and Joe went to a convention once, like Monster Mania in Cherry Hill, and I gave Keith David. They were doing a They Live reunion. I don't know why the hell I didn't give him a copy of They Live this sign, because I'm a fucking moron, I suppose. I brought him my. Yeah, exactly. Take your pick, right? I had my copy of Mass Effect for Xbox 360, and I had him sign that. And he was not thrilled about it. I have a thought in my head, and maybe I'm giving away the cart before the horse here, but I might bring that back in some capacity once we can go to conventions again. We'll see if Keith's going to be in the area, and I'll let you know what happens.
Totally.
He instantly recognized you. He's like, "What the fuck? Get out of my face!"
Yeah.
I think
as long as it's Mass Effect. If it's Halo, he might not be so sure.
He just fucking smacks you with a copy of Mass Effect 3. Get out of here.
See, again, Johnny's saying maybe Chris Rock is Blacula, and I could see him doing a good job, but again, you just assume there's going to be that comedy element, even if there's not.
Well, okay.
Well,
so
I mean, that could be good, though. I mean, I'm not saying no.
ever since I saw that trailer for the Saw reboot Spiral, where Chris Rock is like leaning dead serious into that idea, like now, like just that teaser was enough for me to go like, I want to see him do more serious shit like this. Because like, yeah, it's a fucking Saw reboot, but like he looks like he's going all in, so I'm really interested. So I would love to see him doing something like a straight up horror film.
And we just gotta go
Yeah,
ahead.
did you see Ken Smith's comment?
Yeah, I was just
I
gonna
can't
read
scroll
that.
back to
What's
it if
cool?
you get if one of you guys
Okay,
can.
yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ken, for the comment. He says, really happy
Thanks
you
for
guys
listening,
reviewed Black
too.
Exploitation. Yes, thank you. He says, we're really happy you guys reviewed Black Exploitation films in February. I teach a U.S. history class that discusses this genre and the historical themes brought out. Well done, gents. I enjoyed it. Well, we're glad you enjoyed it, and thank you for enjoying it, because that was we touched on it briefly earlier, but that was something that, not only did we kind of do this for you, for the audience, and to kind of shine light on these films, but, in some capacity, it was for us too, to kind of get us to talk about these subjects, together, and then eventually, channel that onto the show to you guys. So we hope that you guys check these movies out. And if nothing else, you learned a little bit about them and the people behind them. Because we try to do that with regardless on the show,
Sure.
but we were happy to focus a light on it this year.
Absolutely. And Joe Schubert, I was just thinking Chadwick Boseman as well. He would be my other choice, obviously, too, for
Man.
Blacula. R.I.P.
Donald Glover wouldn't be bad either, he says. Again, I don't know if it's a young guy. If you go to older actors, maybe, but, if we're talking about a hypothetical remake, I guess you could kind of pie in the sky.
Here's the thing, though. Donald Glover only looks young. That man's in his 40s. Like,
Yeah.
we do know, he can fuck a robot. So we gotta, he's at least got that part of the role figured out.
Yeah. Which is funny because there's people still out there who are like, put Donald Glover in his Miles Morales.
Oh man, Tony, sorry, Steve Harvey can't do Blacula because he's in Mortal Kombat.
Yes,
he's playing Jack. I don't know if you heard.
Oh,
that movie comes out in a month, by the way, guys.
Strap in for that. But do you guys have anything else you want to talk about for Blacula?
Go check it out. Check out a review. Check out the movie, and let us know if you liked it. Just shoot us a message or an email even at moviedumpsterpodcast@gmail.com. And I don't know if we're gonna read it on air, but we'll get back to you. But let us know either way.
Tony, was that your very subtle way of saying you want wrestler Farouk to play Blacula?
Damn. That would be hilarious. He's got to have the armbands, though. He's got to have the fucking elastic armbands from back in the day.
See, that's the thing,
Bernie Mac would also be a stellar choice, and I'm really like Bernie Mac's death has bothered me for a long time.
Yeah, like Bernie Mac would be amazing too, but again, are we playing it for laughs? You know what I mean? So.
Yeah. I don't know. I would rather just a reboot altogether, but a remake is always dangerous territory. It rarely works out for us, the audience.
I only know him as Ron Simmons. That's a fucking surreal thing to read to me because I've watched him go from Nation of Domination to the Acolytes to the APA to Ron Simmons, and this person's like, who's Farouk? Like.
At least we weren't talking about The Rock, and he was like, I only know him as Dwayne Johnson. Who is this Rock you speak of?
Who?
Steve Austin? Are you talking about the Steve Austin, like the Stone Cold Steve Austin, or is this a different Steve Austin you're talking about?
I didn't see that.
It's a bad bit. Can't even cut it out because it's live. Sorry, guys.
Ain't that a bitch?
Biggie would be pretty good, I think. Biggie Langston from a lot of wrestlers here because wrestlers just have natural.
What about I don't know his name because I didn't watch the show, but the guy that did Luke Cage, I could kind of see that be.
Yeah, man.
Mike Coulter would be a really fucking good pick for that. And Mike Coulter is one of the best things about Luke Cage. The range he has in that show is really impressive because he can go from very charming, very classy, very nice to this very, very rage-filled, frustrated man. And there's a lot of conflict that he carries around that's very, on the surface, and he's very expressive about it. It's very fun to watch. That being said, the back half of the first season of Luke Cage is a little cringe, but it's still good.
Before we move on from backseat quarterbacking a potential reboot that doesn't exist. Joe with a mustache here says, Connor, just think, Big E, as Blacula.
Oh yeah, no, I was saying.
Okay, I missed that.
Yeah,
He just runs up to him and just slams him in the head. I think does he still do that? I haven't watched wrestling in like 6 years at this point.
I don't think so.
The old Hulk move.
Oh, the running body hug.
Yeah. He can do that and then bite in the same motion into the neck. Knocks him when he hits him in the head, and like the vein pops out, so he knows exactly where to bite him.
The running bear hug.
But yeah, Blacula, definitely check it out. But I got nothing else personally to say about it. Liked it.
No, for sure. Yeah. So I guess we could talk about like what's coming up for March and get you guys kind of excited for that and kind of feel you guys out and see if you're going to be excited for some of that stuff. We got an MD guy
Mortal
tomorrow.
Kombat.
Well, that's
something.
That's April, isn't it?
Is it April? I thought it was this month. Here's the problem. The next 2 months are so stacked with fucking releases. I just don't know when the fuck anything is coming out. Because, like, for me personally, you've got Godzilla vs. Kong, the Snyder Cut. Like, there's
month.
something else coming out in March. Yeah, exactly. And then, like, April is Mortal Kombat and something else. Like, I've lost track of what's all coming out. And, like, the fact that I have access to all of it at home is daunting.
It's like,
oh, sure.
All right, wait. I'm sorry.
So maybe put a pin on that. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves.
Yeah. We'll talk about that on the next live stream. Right before we move on, though, I wanted somebody reached out on Instagram and said, Direct to VHS Pod reached out to us and said, might be late, but what are your favorite Moonbeam and Full Moon movies? I'll let you guys go first.
Puppet Master. Probably
toys,
the second one, actually.
Because of the demonic toys? Oh, man.
But here, for one reason, though, because, like, I can't recall a harder laugh than when we all talked about the fucking, the demon, the antagonist of the film being casually tossed over a child's shoulder into a trash heap. Yeeted Luke Skywalker over his shoulder into a trash heap where he just laid there for decades. Like, I'm so pissed about this. There's nothing I can do about it.
We gotta get that into the lexicon. We gotta just keep saying that on the show whenever we can. He got Luke Skywalker. We gotta get that on a T-shirt or something, Connor. You gotta work that into episodes somehow. I give you that fucking cross to bear. That Star Wars cross.
So for Full Moon, I mean, I think it has to be the Puppet Master series, because that was the big one that kind of kicked everything off. That was like the rise of Full Moon was Puppet Master. So I'm gonna have to go with that.
Was Robot Jock's Full Moon?
That's Empire.
It's Empire. Okay.
I know, Connor. Me and you, we're always mixing that shit up. It's like, is Charles Band involved? Is this?
Well, yeah. No, he's involved in both, though. Yeah.
Is this a Corman affair? I always get them mixed up for some reason. Is De Laurentiis involved? Is the cigar smoke puffing into this film?
No, he's not. So it would probably be Puppet Master, and I think you guys have only seen one Moonbeam movie. We always talk about them, but I think you guys have only seen Prehysteria 3, right?
Prehysteria 3, yeah. But was Munchie?
No, that was a Corman. That was New Horizons. Yeah.
Okay.
Michael
Huey is saying
we
should review Pet Shop for Moonbeam.
It's funny he says that because we were talking about that the last live show too, and I think Josh Kirby is my favorite Moonbeam nonsense. I really love those, which we're gonna tackle. But Pet Shop's a good one too for sure.
I kind of have to respect Prehysteria 3 because it had,
dude.
Fucking babyface Matt Letcher before I ever saw him as a villainous speedster.
And what's his face who had passed away recently? His name's escaping me. I want to say Fred Ward, but that is not right at all.
No, Fred Ward's from Tremors.
Thank you, Video Nasties. This is actually only a fraction of this. Here's the thing. I have the Eobards on top of Eobard, who's asleep right now. And that's really the only thing I can put up over here because everything else is over on shelves or kind of scattered over to this place. Oh shit! Now he's probably awake. Yeah, there's more stuff. I'll have to get more of it in the shot next time. But this is kind of a a test, I guess.
Fred Willard. Fred Willard. Just
Fred Willard.
just
There you
before
go.
I forget.
We're getting there, Connor. You know.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
although
definitely got to do. We definitely got to do more full moon and more moonbeam. We've been sleeping on that a little.
Yeah. Is Rudy in the chat yet, or is he not here today?
I don't think he was here today.
Oh, I was gonna say because Rudy was the one who sent me this little guy over here. This is the Hunter's Almond Reverse Flash. So,
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
He will see it on the replay.
Yes, he will. Thank you, Rudy.
If you need a full moon fix quick, though, you can go to Hack the Movies because I believe, Newt and Tony did Trancers, the first Trancers.
Oh man, that movie
and
is fucking echo.
Matt, I am actually not talking about the original Flash with John Wesley Shipp. Matt Letcher was he was really young in Prehysteria 3, and he would go on to the new Flash series to play one of the versions of Eobard Thawne, the Reverse Flash. And he has since moved on to Narcos. So,
oh man, good show by the way. Waiting to see if they ever do another season with El Chapo being the focus. I would be super into that, but they haven't announced anything yet. I think because of COVID.
Gets bit in the dick by a pygmy Tyrannosaurus Rex, and next thing you know, he's on Narcos. You know? Who knew?
Yeah, that's why he was digging those tunnels to get into America. He's trying to get away from the pygmy dinosaurs. Wasn't to move drugs.
It was the haggis burgers, man. That was
Yeah, he had to get away from them. They were stinking up the fucking tunnels. All the gas.
But yeah, so you guys want to talk about a little some stuff coming up for March?
Yeah.
I got some good stuff.
I kind of got to steal this one from you because, you know, I gotta shout it out to my boy, my probably one of my favorite characters in the MDU, Lubby himself,
Oh, yeah.
Lubbed in the Leprechaun.
Lubbed on.
I posted. We talked about it briefly on the last live stream, if you call it that, so you may already be schooled. And if you're on Patreon, I did post a picture of the Leprechaun holding a lightsaber. Yeah, that does happen in Leprechaun 4 in space.
Season 4, episode 4, Leprechaun 4 in space.
It's all about 4. The Japanese are terrified because that is a number in Japan that is very unlucky, the number 4. Anyway, I'm working on it now. It's coming out next Friday. Look forward to that. It's a fun episode. Like I said, we do talk about WWE films briefly because of course, Leprechaun Origins.
Yes, which maybe has Hornswoggle. I don't think it does.
Question fucking mark. I don't know. Listen to that episode, find out.
But yeah, so look forward to that. And what else we got coming around the same time? We kind of hinted towards something a little earlier with the commentary tracks.
Yeah, for 316, Stone Cold Day, we're doing Stone Cold. And I can't remember the guy's name for the life of me at the moment.
Brian Bosworth.
Brian Bosworth. That's what it was. Brian Bosworth is Stone Cold.
That is an episode so chock full of wrestling references. Like, at some point, I was like, I really feel bad for the people who don't know what the fuck we're talking about.
I know. I'm not going to spoil. Miss. I'm saying straight up.
You do not want to miss that. Sign up for that $5 tier on Patreon because you definitely want to hear it and see it.
You want to hear it because suddenly it gets too real, and we're like, oh.
Don't spoil it. Don't even look up what the movie's about. Go get that commentary track off the Patreon and find the fucking movies on YouTube for free. Just watch it with our commentary.
Watch it and have the wave of oh fuck crawl over you the way it did to us.
Yeah, you'll have it in real time with us if you listen to the commentary.
Yeah. Just the sudden realization of like, oh.
And all those commentaries are completely like we don't watch the movie before that. We just play the movie and it's our live reaction. Yeah.
It's part of the fun for me specifically. Again, if it's a movie I saw, we'll cross that bridge when we get there. But doing these movies that we decide on, at least so far, are so out of left field for me that it makes it extra fun.
If that wasn't enough for you to sign up for that Patreon, we are officially doing our first 2 watch-alongs this month. In honor of Godzilla vs. King Kong, we are going to visit and live commentate Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island. So that is Patreon exclusive. That won't be released anywhere else. So if you want to come hang out for that and listen to us bullshit, about Godzilla and King Kong, you should probably do that.
Yeah, it'll be on the MD guide, but I think the plan is the next 2 weekends. But look for that MD guide and follow us on Instagram, Facebook, or Twitter to get the exact details.
Sure.
We're looking forward to doing that, and it probably won't be exactly like the commentary. Just I'm assuming because we actually do need to know what the fuck's going on in the movie. But we'll absolutely be cracking jokes. I mean, how could you not with these films? Even though I've seen. I talked about this briefly. I forget if it was on the podcast or off, but I've only seen one scene in Kong Skull Island, and it involves John Goodman. And King of the Monsters, I just have seen a few things because, if you look up anything about Godzilla on YouTube, you just get spoiled. But I am still looking forward to seeing that a lot. I'm really looking forward to Kong versus Godzilla. It looks a hell of a lot better than that original one.
Oh, well, I mean... What do you mean? The Rankin and Bass classic? What are you talking about?
Does he make Godzilla eat a tree? Okay, that's the only thing I need to know.
Is he actually Frankenstein in disguise?
It's possible. Baragon's
fucking lightning shooting out of his fingers. Yeah, he's gonna pop out of the ground. King Caesar's gonna kick him.
Yes. Yes, Serge. You get your front row seats because we're gonna be doing live watch-alongs with for Godzilla King of the Monsters and Kong Skull Island on that Patreon. So Serge is already there. You should go sign up too.
Yeah. What else we got on the docket for March?
We're going out with a bang too because we are doing the classic New Jersey monster movie, The Deadly Spawn, and we're having our friend Ted Boas, the producer of the film, come on and have an interview with us. So that's going to be a blast. Absolute blast.
Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. So I was just reading the chat. And then again, we are going to try to do some of those talks from the dark side. I don't know if that's a little bit looser though.
Those will be coming out. We don't have definite dates for them, just again for scheduling issues, but they will be up during the month of March. So keep your eyes peeled on the all the social media stuff, and if you're subscribed. Which if you're not, you probably should go do that. Subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you get your podcasts, and it'll pop up in your feed, let you know that it's out. So,
yeah, and I did want to comment on one thing about that real quick. We did talk originally. It might even be in those first 2 episodes that we were going to make that a Patreon show, but while we were kind of producing it, we were talking behind the scenes, and with Chris Barr coming on the show, and we're literally covering the entire series. We figured, you know what, we're just going to make this in the main feed. And we're still going to book to the movie. As of now is going to be, maybe this will change in the future if we start doing more episodes. But since we're kind of working with Smith and he's got to read the book, then we got to, that whole situation. That'll be Patreon exclusive still, possibly free down the line. After 6 months, maybe they come out. But and the mini-sode, someone had asked earlier about doing maybe some more Bone Chillers episodes. We might be doing more mini-sodes in the future. We know we've talked about possibly doing a Terrified mini. And maybe even something with, like Connor had alluded to, but we're not going to really go into right now. Maybe something with Mortal Kombat when it comes out.
The next live show, we'll jump deep into that.
Yeah, but we're definitely trying to do more minis in the future, and those will, as of right now, kind of be in the same situation as Booked in the Movie, where they will live on Patreon first and come later. But the commentaries are going to be on Patreon for the foreseeable future, and talks, hopefully I'm not talking too, I'm blowing this out of proportion here, but talks will be on the main feed. I guess is what I'm trying to say here.
No, you're good. Yeah. But the exclusive stuff will always be exclusive to Patreon, are the watch-alongs and those mini-sodes too. Because, we don't want to we can't give everything away. And if you guys are going to jump and join us on Patreon, we got to keep some stuff exclusive. Not that we don't give everybody a ton of content on either side. So, trying to balance.
And we're still doing the regular show. The regular show is never going to suffer. Right? We still have a ton of episodes planned.
Regular show will never be behind a paywall. But you can get a lot of cool shit if you sign up for Patreon. You can get some swag too if that 5 and 10.
Yeah. I mean, at 10 you get the movie dumpster T-shirt that Connor's wearing.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Look at that thing.
Along with some other stuff.
Yeah.
We got March is going to be pretty packed again with those watch-alongs, the commentary track, and 2 mainline episodes. And I don't know. We got any questions in the chat before? I think we're getting close to wrapping this up soon.
Gonna wrap this up. If you guys got anything else you want to talk about.
You can see how often I wear this thing by its saggy collar and fading colors. So it's not quite the Clash of the Titans shirt yet.
I was gonna say it's got a stretched out neck and a hole in the side.
Oh man.
Yeah. No. See, the hole in the side of that shirt has a story too. It's not a major story, but I remember exactly how I got that hole in that shirt. That's how long I've had that shirt.
And
have I ever told you about the hole in the shirt?
Shut up, Pennyworth. If you want to hear that story about Connor's Clash of the Titans shirt, you got to go back and listen to that episode from Blockbuster Bombs. What was that? Last year we did that Blockbuster Bombs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or was that actually
2 years ago?
That was 2 years ago.
Jesus.
Holy shit. Time flies, guys. But listen to that episode. He tells the whole story. It's pretty great. And that was a good episode.
Well, the hole in the shirt came from I was running into my house.
Okay, don't give it away.
I didn't say the hole. The hole in the shirt is not on that episode.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I did not tell the hole in the shirt story. No, I got it snagged on a door and was stuck for, 30 seconds trying to get somewhere and could not figure out how the fuck to get off this door.
So you just fucking ripped it.
Yeah, I was like,
Okay, well, you got to keep that in. You got to keep that thing in some kind of shape because at some point, maybe if it's a year or two from now, we got to circle back around on War of the Titans, and you gotta have it on for the episode.
Oh yeah, no, it's actually now it's in the closet somewhere. It's being kept safe from any more damage.
Aberrations living inside of it. Yeah.
Theobald gets all the shirts that go into retirement, but that shirt he's not getting.
Real quick, Joe
saying Chunky.
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we got Dustin saying join us getting that chunky chicken, and Serge saying Chunky Chicken Crew represent.
We gotta make a chunky chicken shirt. Yeah, it's coming. Don't worry. Got to make some time and make that shirt. Joe Schubert had asked if we had seen Coming to America 2, and I don't think you guys didn't see it, right?
I haven't yet.
No, we watched it not last night, but the night before. Eddie Murphy came knocking on my door. No. We had watched it, and it was
What
fine.
Did you say about Pluto Nash, you son of a bitch?
I thought it was fine. It didn't suck. It was just, it was okay. I feel like the people the effects team did an awesome job recreating all the Rick Baker makeup. Nothing really felt forced to me. Everybody looked like they were having a fucking ton of fun on set, and that's all I could really ask for. I don't know if we needed a sequel to Coming to America, but it was totally fine. Like, it was fun. I laughed. I thought some stuff was touching. I thought it was fun. It's a fine movie. It's just like Bill and Ted, in my opinion. Face the Music. It was, again, I don't know if we needed it, but it wasn't offensive, and it was totally fine. Could have been a hell of a lot worse than it was.
Sure. It could have been Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
It could have been Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It could have been the Crystal Skull.
It could have been any number of infinitely worse sequels that totally tarnished the original one.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Steven. We're not going to use any CGI in this film. None at all. None.
Oh, it tested fine. Fuck
Zuda.
Just, here we go.
Our live is using all CGI.
What if we instead we have Shia LaBeouf? He's on his line. And we have these. I know we said we're not going to do CGI, but what if the monkeys are CGI and they're like swinging next to him, and he swings into the Jeep? It's because it's like Indiana Jones, so he gets in there. It's like magic. I don't know what accent this is. It's like a Clint Howard fucked George Lucas.
Oh Jesus! Steven, I think we could.
Why do they always say why? Anyway.
Could you show more aliens?
I'm gonna make the movie. I'm gonna make the movie look really bad on purpose. It's like poetry. It rhymes.
Everybody's gonna use my ideas instead of modifying them because I said so.
I like Video Nancy here that was saying he'll take Shia over Blues Brothers 2000. Holy crap! If we ever have to sit through fucking Blues Brothers 2000, I am just slapping the shit out of Connor and Joe for that one.
Yeah.
That is such a bad movie.
We're not doing fucking Blues Brothers. There's nothing to talk about. I don't want to talk about it.
I got an idea. John Belushi's dead. He died. He killed himself by accident. He took that speedball.
Get me John Goodman.
Yeah, the other John, the other fat John.
Himself by accident.
It's not even remotely the same kind of comedy style at all. But he was in
And the
King
kid.
Ralph, so that was a success.
Oh, ugh.
And then they turned the sheriff character, which is kind of like a playoff of the first movie, into a fucking Blues Brother at one point. You got me started on Blues Brothers 2000 there, pal.
Hard pass.
You don't know what kind of can you just fucking opened.
Jesus. On that note of Blues Brothers 2000,
I got one more thing then. I was waiting this whole goddamn time for Leonardo, Barocio Talavera.
Yeah, where's my fucking Golami?
Golami.
Because I had asked on Patreon specifically if you couldn't make it to the show if you had any questions. This guy's a trip. He says, "How do you like refried beans? What are your thoughts on them? I love them."
Okay. Okay. There's some background.
Yes, I love them.
Here's the thing, Sean. There's background to this that even you are not armed with.
Lay it on us and the audience, so they're in on the joke.
It's literally just that Hunter from Phantom Zone was like, no, it's gross, refried beans. Why would you even? And Leo just chose that hill to die on that day and just fucking went after him.
That's a good hill
some
to
people
die
have
on,
refried beans. Some people have Terminator 3. I don't know.
He took the entire beef over to us to have validation.
Serge is asking, are we finally stuffing Clint Howard tonight? No, but we are stuffing, or I'm stuffing. It's very cold by now, and this is going to taste horrible. But I got a bean burrito, which I accidentally started eating because it wasn't my cheesy bean and rice at first from Taco Bell. Great Mexican food, Leo, from Taco Bell, American made. I don't know if you've heard of it. It's cold as hell, so I got a little hot sauce I'm going to put on here.
Oh my God.
Probably shouldn't have done that with COVID. That was kind of stupid.
Are we ending
we'll
this with you eating a fucking burrito?
I believe you put that shit in your mouth.
Good. Bring them on.
This is peak entertainment.
I'm not going to actually eat the rest of this right now. Point.
And on that note, thank you all.
How do I top this? Like eating a whole tray of Italian cheesy bread on camera? Like,
stop. No, we're not eating any more food on this.
Mountain Dew Baja Blast Zero by
No, Joe, this is a mukbang program now. Don't you know that? I just learned that term last week.
No. But we just
gonna eat large trays of food.
Thank you guys so much for coming to join us and hang out for our February 2021 wrap up. We will see you, I believe, on March 28th for another wrap up, and we'll get to bullshit some more with you guys. And hope you're enjoying this, and we will catch you next week with our first episode for March. So we'll see you guys later.
Island, get ready.